Howdy folks, Rebecca and Hunter here from Two Player Showdown.
And today we would have loved to present Blood Bowl to you. Unfortunately, I no longer own that game. But rumor has it that a new version is coming out sometime.
What if we combined Blood Bowl with, say, Smash Up? You would get Blood Bowl Team Manager.
Let's take a closer look. In Blood Bowl Team Manager, the card game, players take on the role of a manager of a football team made up of a fantasy race. There's dwarves and elves and humans, and there's skavens, which are rat guys, and chaos creatures. At the heart of the game, it's a deck building game. You start off with a very simplistic team without a lot of abilities and flash. And throughout the game, you can increase the power of your team by recruiting what's called star players, which have, their abilities are much better than the ones on your team. And they have special powers and things like that. In addition to that, you can also get upgrades for your team and upgrades, what they call staff upgrades, which are kind of special powers that you can use throughout the game. And you do this by competing in football matches. And you'll have a certain number of matches out in front of you each round. And the players will commit their football players, to those matches. And by doing that, they can increase, like I said, they can recruit star players and get special powers. And they also can win over fans, which is the goal of the game, is to get the most fans that you possibly can. You win the game by getting fans. In addition to the matches, there's also, each round, there is either an event, what I call an event that takes place, that kind of changes up the conditions of the game. It makes it harder to pass, or when you tackle someone, you have a better chance of injuring them and things like that. And there's also tournaments that come up. And the tournaments are where you get large amounts of fans. That's the kind of the big fan generating parts of the game. The goal of the game is to build the best team, and in doing so, gather the most fans. And if you get the most fans, you win the game.
I really enjoy a lot of the side benefits and things that are going on in the game, like the staff upgrade and the team upgrades, and the tournaments, because they give you a whole truckload of fans and things and just can really bolster your points. But there's so much more risk, so much more reward going on that you're not going to go to a game like that unopposed. So there's a lot more battling, and there can be some strategy with the timing, but a lot of it is pretty random. It's based off of what your other teammate has, and of course, the roll of the dice.
As for the two-player variant, the only difference between two-player and multiplayer is that normally you put out the number of matches equal to the number of players, but for a two-player game, you put out 4 matches, and then as soon as 2 matches have players on them, the other 2 are discarded. So you get to kind of pick and choose which 2 matches you want to participate in. And that's the only real variant between 2 players and multiplayer, which makes this game really easy to play.
Yeah, and I like it. I like it 2-player because you do have more choice in what games you participate in. So go take a look at Blood Bowl Team Manager. Thank you so much.